When was the last time you made a budget? Yep, like for your weekly or your monthly expenses. A budget is like diet for your money. It keeps your financial health in check and helps you monitor your expenses. To make a budget, you need to start by figuring out just how much you earn each month. Then, based on that figure, you can work out how much you can afford to spend on different things such as housing, food, transportation, and so on. Once you know what you can afford to spend in each category, try to stick within those limits every month. Perhaps the reason few people actually budget is that they don't know how to start. But don't be discouraged, making a budget isn't all that hard. The process looks like this. Start by figuring out how much money you take home every month. For most workers, this amount is the same or nearly the same from one month to the next. Step 2, figure out what you spend on each month. Some expenses like rent are the same every month. Others like groceries vary from one month to the next. For these categories, you can take an average of what you spend on each month and figure out how much to budget. If you have debts, please don't forget to include the payments of the debt as a budget item. The next step is to set aside money for occasional expenses. Some expenses like visiting the doctor or auto repairs only come up once in a while. Calculate how much you can spend on this every year. Divide that cost by 12. That way you can set aside money every month to cover these costs whenever they pop up. Find a way to keep track. You can write down your expenses each month the old-fashioned way using a paper and a pencil. However, modern tools such as spreadsheets make it much easier. Adjust your plan as needed. There's a high chance you won't get your budget numbers right on the first month. As you track your spending, you can shift the money from categories where you tend to run over budget to others where you actually stay under budget. Over time, you find yourself working toward a budget that actually fits your needs. If you already made a budget, but you have trouble sticking to it, maybe you need a different method. This method could be the envelope method. Envelope budgeting works for many people because it physically sets aside the amount of cash you can use for each budget category. That way, there's no way you can overspend because once the money is gone, it's gone.
Audio.